teens, welcome back to my channel. I'm Khushi Arora, your hashtag teenager teacher, and I'm back with another video on light, reflection and refraction. So we have understood all of the concepts related to this chapter in the last videos, but if you have not yet checked out those videos, please do check them out. The link is given in the description because that's going to help you get a good grip of this chapter, and once you understand this chapter completely, you will be able to do all of the questions that are asked related to this chapter. So today we are going to start the NCERT Exemplar series, in which I will be covering all of the types of questions, which are the MCQ based questions or the short answer type questions, and also the long answer type questions. So in today's video we will be doing 10 MCQ based questions, and in the upcoming videos we will be completing the Exemplar series for this chapter. So if you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe so that you stay updated whenever I post a new video related to this chapter and also to the upcoming chapters as well. So let's start off with the first question. What does it say? Which of the following can make a parallel beam of light when light from a point source is incident on it? So what did we use for making parallel beams of light? So let's recap a little bit. When we were discussing about mirrors and lenses respectively, which type of mirror was it which made parallel beams of light? Was it concave mirror? Yes, it was a concave mirror, and in case of a lens, it was the convex lens which gave us parallel beams of light. So let's look for these answers. It is concave mirror as well as convex lens. Yes, our answer is option A for the first question. Now let's move forward with the second question quickly. So the second question says a 10 millimeter long ball pen. Okay, so this is going to be a numerical based questions, and we have already done the numerical based questions in our last videos. So I'm telling you again, please do check them out because that's going to be very helpful for you to understand the chapter thoroughly. Now let's solve this question. It says that the object here is ball pen and its height is 10 millimeters and it is placed vertically in front of a concave mirror. So the mirror here is concave mirror and a 5 millimeter long image. So what's the height of the image? It is 5 millimeters. Is formed at 30 centimeters in front of the mirror. So what is the image distance they have given us? 30 centimeters, and they have told us to find the focal length. So here we will be using two formulas, that is, one is the mirror formula and the second one is the magnification. By the formula of magnification we can find the object distance, which we will substitute in the mirror formula, and we will find the focal length. So now let's recap the magnification formula. It was minus v by u is equal to height of the image by height of the object. Now let's substitute the values. So what was the height of the image? Here 5 by 10 is equal to negative minus v by u. You have to remember that in case of the mirror's magnification was minus v by u, and in case of the lenses it was positive v by u. So here we have to take the v in negative form. That will be minus 30 by object distance. But have you noticed that they have given us different units here? It is millimeters over here for the height, and the distance of the image is in centimeters. So we have to convert them into a standard unit, right? So let's convert them into centimeters first. Okay, so if I convert 10 millimeters into centimeters, it will become 1 centimeter. So here I will just write 1 centimeter, and if I convert 5 millimeters into centimeters, it will be 0.5. So you have to be very careful with the units and the signs because these silly mistakes can deduct your marks. Okay, now let's simplify this. Okay, so if we simplify, we will get object distance as minus 60 centimeters. Okay, now let's substitute this in the mirror formula. What was the mirror formula? It was 1 by v plus 1 by u is equal to 1 by f. Now if we substitute the values in this, we will get 1 by 30 minus 1 by 60, because the u is in negative form, so plus into minus will be negative, is equal to 1 by f. Now if you simplify this, you will get f is equal to minus 20 centimeters. Okay, do not forget to take the reciprocal of your answer that you get after taking the LCM and simplifying it, and if you do it along with me, you will understand these questions better. So we have got our answer B, minus 20 centimeters. Now let's move forward with the third question. The third question says Under which of the following conditions a concave mirror can form an image larger than the actual object? So which case was it? Now let's go back to the ray diagrams that we discussed earlier. So in which case was the image larger? Now imagine that your object is placed between the focus and the center of the curvature. Was the image larger than the actual object? Yes, the image that we got was real, inverted, and it was enlarged, right? So we just have to look for that case, which is that the object is placed between the focus and the center of curvature. Now here, if you look at the option C, when object is placed between the focus and the center of curvature. Now that's the answer which we have got. Okay, now let's move forward with fourth question. It says figure 10.1 shows a ray of light as it travels from medium A to medium B. Okay, so the refraction is taking place here in figure 10.1. You have to observe, and we have to find the refractive index. So I told you about this formula, right? Sine of angle of incidence by sine of angle of refraction is equal to a constant, which is what? The refractive index. So here you have to pay attention what is the angle of incidence and what is the angle of refraction. The angle made between this normal and the incident ray is what we call the angle of incidence, and the angle of refraction is this 45 degrees, which is between the refracted ray and the normal. So let's substitute the values. Here the incident angle is 60 degrees. So what is sine 60 degrees? Root 3 by 2. So root 3 by 2 by sine 45 degrees is 1 by root 2. Now if you simplify this, you will get answer as root 3 by root 2. Okay, so this is option number A. Now let's move forward with question 5. Question 5 is a quite similar one. Refraction is taking place. A light ray enters from medium A to medium B as shown in figure 10.2. The refractive index of medium B relative to medium A will be. So in the last question we got the values and we just substituted it and got the answer. But here they are telling us to judge whether the refractive index will be greater than unity, that is more than 1 or less than 1 or equal to 1 or 0. So we can judge this by just remembering one thing, that if the light ray is going from a rarer medium to a denser medium, the refractive index will be more than 1, and if the light ray is going from a denser medium to a rarer medium, means the vice versa, then it will be less than 1. Okay, so let's observe this case. This is the angle of incidence and this is the angle of refraction. So if you can see, the angle of incidence is greater than the angle of refraction. That is what? The refracted ray is bending towards the normal. That means the light's speed is decreasing and it is going from a rarer medium to a denser medium. So here we will be getting the answer as greater than unity. Why? Because the light speed is decreasing over here, and so we can say that the refractive index will be greater than unity. Okay, you just have to remember these two things and you will be able to solve any kind of questions related to this concept. Okay, now let's move forward with the sixth question. Beams of light are incident through the holes A and B. So here you see these are the holes and the lines, and the light rays are incident on these holes and they are coming out through these C and D, right? So they are asking us what can be inside this box that is causing this displacement in these lines. So if you just remember the case of the rectangular glass slab, what was happening? The incident ray and the emergent ray were having some kind of lateral displacement, because of which they emerged out parallel, right? So we can see a quite similar case here. So what can we conclude? That inside the box we have a rectangular glass slab, right? So the correct answer would be A. Now let's move forward with the seventh question. Seventh question is also quite similar, that they are asking us to guess what is inside these box, that these light rays which are incident from this A side and they are coming out of the B side. So what can you say about these light rays? If you look carefully here, the light rays are appearing to converge at a point like this, and if you see this ray, it will just converge over here with all the rays and they will just go in all directions. So they are converging at a single point. Now can you tell me which lens was it which made converging possible, or which was that converging lens that we learned about? It was a convex lens. So the correct answer would be D, convex lens. Now let's move forward with the 8th question. 8th question is a very tricky one because if you see, all of the values are same here and they are telling us to determine which one of them is true. So we have to go stepwise here. What is the step 1? You have to check whether the power is in diopter and the focal length is in meters. The SI units should be matching. Okay, so here if you check all of the cases, all of them are having these correct units, so we can consider all of them. Then the next thing is to check the signs. If the focal length is in minus sign, then the power should also be in minus sign. So here it is positive, then the second one negative, positive. Now this can be eliminated directly because if the focal length is in negative, the power should of course be in negative. Now let's move forward with option C. Here it is positive, here it is negative and positive, so this can be eliminated, option D. Now you have to check whether the convex lens is having a positive one and concave lens is having a negative one as per the rules. So here they have used a convex lens and it is positive, and here they have used a concave lens and it is positive. So we can eliminate the option C because concave lens has a focal length which is negative. Whether it be a concave mirror or concave lens, they have a negative focal length. So we can directly eliminate this and the correct answer is option A. So you have to go stepwise so that you get the right answer. Now let's move forward with the 9th question. So the 9th question says magnification produced by a rear view mirror fitted in vehicles is less than 1, more than 1, equal to 1, or can be more than or less than 1 depending upon the position of the object in front of it. So if you remember, the mirror which we used as a rear view mirror was a convex mirror which always made virtual and diminished image. Diminished image means the magnification was always less than 1, right? So we can say that the correct answer is option A. Now let's move forward with the last question, which is the 10th question. Rays from sun converge at a point 15 centimeters. Now as I told you in the applications of concave mirror is used for capturing the solar energy from the sun, right? So here they have used a concave mirror and this rays converge at a point 15 centimeters. Now can you guess what is this point? Yes, it is the focus because the rays of sun are parallel and they are converging at a point called the focus of the concave mirror. So we can say that the focal length is what? 15 centimeters, and here they are asking us at what place should they place the object so that the size of the object is equal to the size of the image. Now which case was this? When we place the object at the center of curvature, that is double the distance of the focus, the image that we obtained was of the same height as that of the object, right? So we just have to double this up because I've told you about this relationship, right? 2f is equal to r, which here the r is the radius of the curvature, which is the distance from the pole to the center of curvature. Now if you substitute the value, you will get the radius of curvature as 30 centimeters and the answer will be here B, 30 centimeters in front of the mirror. So we are done with all of the questions for today. I will be covering rest of the MCQ based questions and also the short answer type and long answer type questions in the upcoming videos. So stay tuned, and if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends and subscribe to my channel. I will be back with another video very soon. Till then, take care. Goodbye.